Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2023 Buick Enclave Avenir.
And big thanks to Eagle, Buick, and GMC in Homosassa, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're in West Florida looking for a new car, SUV, or truck, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Enclave has been Buick's mid-size luxury three-row crossover SUV since 2008. The second generation Enclave that you see here is released for the 2018 model year, sitting on the GM L1XX platform shared with the GMC Acadia and Chevy Traverse, featuring GM's 3.6-liter V6 cranking out 310 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque, made it to the GM's 9T65 9-speed automatic transmission, weighing in between 4,359 pounds and 4,686 pounds, depending on which trim level you go with and whether or not you go front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, which has an active twin-clutch rear differential too. For 2022, the Enclave got a facelift featuring new LED headlights and taillights, a standard driver assistance safety suite, which was previously only available in the top trim Avenir, which features blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, auto emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, and standard rear parking sensors. We get buttons for the gear selector 2 post facelift, optional heads-up display, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. For 2023, we get a new paint color and new 20-inch black trims for the Sport Touring package, which is only available in the base Essence trim and replacing the old polished aluminum 20-inch trims, which we actually have here on the Avenir. For 2023, we have 3 trim levels for the Enclave, starting with the Essence, which has a base price under $45,000 at $44,800. We get standard wireless charging, heated steering wheel, heated leather front seats, which are also power, a hands-free liftgate, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can upgrade to the Premium, which starts at $51,800. Now we get ventilated front seats with 4-way lumbar control and massage. We also get a heated second row, rear camera mirror, a 360 monitor, and an 8-inch digital gauge cluster. Not a true digital gauge cluster, but a nice infotainment screen, an 8-inch infotainment screen in the gauge cluster. The top of the line Enclave that you see here is the Avenir, which starts at $57,100. We get 20-inch rim standard, rain-sensing wipers, panoramic moonroof, adaptive cruise control, and enhanced auto emergency braking. But again, base price of $57,100. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you see the LED daytime running strips up top with full LEDs below. We have 3 projector beams for the high and low beam. Very clean look. This is one of the better looking front ends in the segment, in my opinion. Full front parking sensing, forward facing camera, and we get the 360 as you mentioned. We get some shiny chrome underneath the daytime running strip and for the surrounds for the grille. It kind of looks a little bit like a Mazda CX-9 front grille, but I'm not complaining. I think it looks really clean up front. And with the $600 optional white metallic paint, this car really pops. It's tough to see the metallic because it's a pretty cloudy day today in Homosassa, Florida. The wheel and tire setup, they're not blacked out rims like you would get from the Sport Touring package, but they're still 20-inch rims wrapped in some pretty beefy Continental Cross Contact LX all-season tires. Dimensions up front, well, square setup. They are 255/55 R20s, 6-piece lug pattern, and a pretty beefy brake caliper up front too. No side sensor for the front parking sensor, but we do have a camera on the mirror, which helps with our 360. A little bit of shiny chrome above this faux vent or heat extractor for the hood area. We get Avenir badging in the driver and the front passenger door with some shiny chrome beneath that. A little bit of shiny chrome on the door handle. We get smart access for all 4 of the doors. 2-tone contrast on the mirror, LED turn signal on it with the black and white contrast. Blind spot monitoring on the glass, and the glass fills up the entire frame. Some shiny chrome surrounding the window trim, blacked out B and C pillar, some aluminum up top for the roof rails. That's appreciated. Dark tints out rear. It's gonna be basically impossible to see this window sticker, but I'll try my best for this 2023 Enclave Avenir front-wheel drive 1SP. White frost tint coat, outside whisper beige with ebony interior, 3.6-liter V6, 9-speed automatic transmission. Standard features, hopefully you can pause, take a look at all of these. I know it's really tough. I'll try to refocus the camera, but yeah, it's gonna be just about impossible. I'll just cruise on over to the options. We have the $1,600 Avenir technology package, which features premium ride suspension, chassis continually variable, real-time damping too, headlamps with enhanced Avenir design, $1,500 for the 3-year OnStar connected services, featuring the safety and security, unlimited data, Guardian app remote access, and the app access to the radio data. Trailering package for $650. That includes a heavy-duty cooling system, hitch guidance, and hitch view for the cameras. $600 for this white frost tint coat, $25 credit for for not having the hood insulator, which includes later retrofit. So $4,320 in total options, and a near $1,400 destination charge totals us out a tick over $61,000. Continuing along, out rear we have our gas cap push to open and easy fill, and you can fill it up with 87 octane fuel for this 3.6 liter V6. The taillights, you get a Buick little badge on it. Hopefully I can focus it in for you guys. Full LEDs for the taillights, turn signals, and the reverse lights. Enclave badge beneath that. Shout out Eagle Buick and GMC in Crystal River and Homosassa, Florida for making this review possible. Full rear parking sensing, tow hitch beneath that. Buick with red, white, and blue coloring. We have our third brake light right up top. We could take a squat back here, get a good look at our dual exhaust tips, independent rear suspension too. But speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this 3.6 liter V6 and hear how she sounds. All right guys, that was the sound of the 3.6 liter V6 sold by GM for the 2023 Enclave Avenir. It doesn't really sound too aggressive because of that 3,000 RPM rev limiter, but we have a 7,000 RPM red line. So once we take it out for a drive, we should really be able to hear this 3.6 liter scream. But it makes a good amount of power, 310 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this luxury 3-row SUV to 60 in under 7 seconds, made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission, weighing in around 4,400 pounds. We get hydraulic struts for the hood. That's appreciated, but what you see is basically what we get. We can shut this thing right up, take one more step back, get a good look at this beautiful front styling. I really like the styling, at least for the exteriors on these Buick cars. For the interiors, also impressive compared to other vehicles from GM. If we didn't show you that camera mirror underneath that mirror, smart access for all 4 of the doors as we mentioned. But taking a step inside, interior wise, we get soft touch materials up top, wood trim with some etching inside of it, aluminum door handle lock and unlock with some aluminum chrome trim underneath, soft touch for the middle portion, 2-person memory seats, power folding 4-way adjustable mirrors, auto one touch for all 4 for the way down. For the way back up, only the driver's mirror or window is auto one touch on the way back up. We get gushy soft leather for the armrest though. The bottom portion are plastic Bose premium sound system. We have an adjustable power opening tailgate. You can set it to the max height, but if you're short and you can't reach the max height, you can set it to 3/4, or you can turn off the power tailgate altogether for one reason or another. The storage compartment is pretty large. You'll fit a foot long. I don't think you'll fit a cup because of the shape, but you'll fit a 6-inch sub right next to your foot long. Avenir aluminum badging as we step inside. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera, but the seats are beautiful. We get these diamond quilted center portions, heated and ventilated, fully power adjustable and massage seats. 4-way lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. But taking a step inside, we can really check it out. It's a very nice place to be here in this Enclave Avenir. I know this is a $60,000 SUV, but you do get a pretty good amount for your money. Engine start stop button on the side. Everything fires right to life. You can see your gauges swoop. Nice. The first thing we notice is the steering wheel. This is a lot nicer in my opinion than what we would get from like the Chevy Blazer or even Traverse. Nice 10-2 bolstering notch, pretty thick up top, 9.3 fits very well in your hands. Some aluminum for the frame of it, red, white, and blue for the Buick badge. Horn area is rubberized. The horn itself, really aggressive sounding horn. People will definitely be getting out of your way. On the left side, cruise control settings, forward collision alert, heated steering wheel. On the right side, voice commands. You can hang up and answer your phone calls, and this adjusts your 8-inch digital gauge cluster area. So right now we're looking at a digital speedo, trip information, trip B, trip A, fuel range, instant fuel economy, remaining oil life, tire pressure monitoring, air filter life, timer, oil temperature, and a blank screen. My personal favorite would be to look at the digital speedo. On the left side, we get about a 7,200 RPM red line for this 3.6 liter V6, super high revving. On the right side, we get a voltometer, coolant temperature up top, and a fuel gauge beneath that. We get paddle shifters too for this 9-speed automatic transmission, auto headlamps, auto high beams, and we get auto rain sensing wipers. So left of the steering wheel, electronic parking brake, heads up display adjustments, info, brightness, and interior brightness. The heads up display, hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Very nice overall display. You press this info button and it changes things up a little bit. We're in demo mode. You see a tachometer, and that's about it. Above that, the materials are still soft touch with some really nice aluminum and piano black around the air controls. The dashboard is all leather stitch trim. We get an 8-inch touchscreen. The response is fantastic. We can continue to check out the navigation screen. Nice. Typical GM, the response is fantastic, just like an iPhone. The response to your touch very well as soon as it figures itself out. As you can see, great response. My only complaint is I wish we had like a 10-inch or 10.25-inch screen for the top Avenir trim, but it's still a nice touchscreen. You have everything you possibly want or need. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can see everything else, our cameras. Press this button, we have a forward-facing camera, 360, both with guidance lines and trajectory. Press this button one more time, different view and a rear view camera. Press this top button, you have an over-the-top rear view camera with a lining for where your wheels will actually end up. Press it again, and you have the same thing for the front. Press the side button, we get the side blind spot zones, so you don't have to worry about scraping up your wheels if you're next to a curb, and our trailer hitch view, which comes on our trailering package. If you don't want to look at the 360 camera, you can press this button for one reason or another, but I personally like looking at the 360, so we'll leave it there. But anyway, we can return to the home screen by pressing that home button. Auto start stop we can disable for the purpose of this review. Drive mode select, we have Tour, Sport, and Tow Haul. We'll start the review off in Tour, transition to Sport, and just see what the differences are. You can turn off your parking sensors, turn off your lane keep assist 2, engine start stop, we already saw that. Shortcuts, home, skip, volume, and our power button back to dual zone automatic climate control, heated and ventilated seats. Well, 3-zone automatic climate control because it's auto climate out rear 2, USB-C, SIM card, and a USB-A port, wireless charging pad. The buttons for the gear selector, which controls your 9-speed automatic transmission and low gear. Some aluminum shiny chrome surrounding everything, genuine wood trim. For the center stack, you can take a quick look at our cup holders. We get 2 of them with a pass-through. You'll fit 16-ounce water bottles in here with no problem. Cushy soft for the armrest too, with some contrast white stitching. We can open it up, see how much space is offered in here. Move that paper out of the way, but pretty spacious for the tray area. You can probably fit, I would say maybe, say 8 to 10 iPhones, but the cubby itself is massive. You're fitting 4 or 5 easily 2-liter bottles of soda in there, and it's technically a 2-tier storage since you have this tray too. The glove box, we can open it up. We have our latch. The materials down here are hard plastic, but the latch is damped. This is one of the largest glove boxes I've ever seen. You're fitting 50, 60 license plates in here. You might fit 3 pairs of shoes in this glove box. It's genuinely massive. Leather stitch trim above that. The area for where your knee will often hit is also nicely gushy and padded. The rear view mirror is frameless and it's a camera mirror with the adjustments right over here. Garage HomeLink settings are back there. They're not on the mirror, but the camera mirror is one of the coolest features in the business. The interior lighting is LED. We have a dual panel panoramic moonroof. The front panel opens. The rear panel does not open, but you can still have a panel of glass which is exposed. You can open it up simply by pressing the button, and the rear shade opens. Cool. And you can open up the front by pressing and opening. Unfortunately, it's opening up right now, but you have to actually push and open the shade manually. That's actually weird. I haven't seen that in many other cars, but it opens pretty widely. See if it goes any further than that. It does not. We can poke our way out of here. It's a pretty nice day today in Homosassa, Florida. It's a little bit cloudy, but it's only 74 degrees, so I'm not sweating. It's pretty cool and comfortable in my opinion. We can shut this thing right up. We'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you can see how much light is brought into the cabin. I just noticed we can control our rear climate too from the front. So you can simply press on or off, adjust the temperature. You can't adjust the heated seats or anything like that, but it's still pretty cool to be able to adjust the rear climate from a click of a button. We'll turn it off though for the purpose of this review. Nobody's gonna be sitting back there. That's about it though for the front seat. We can hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. Before we do that though, I want to show you the dual pane windows we get up front, which helps keep this interior very quiet. Auto one touch for the way back up, but only for the driver. Taking a step out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the quality of these materials. We get soft touch, same wood trim, aluminum beneath that, aluminum door handle, cushy soft for the armrest. We have 2 little storage pockets. You'll fit a 12-ounce, maybe a 16-ounce water bottle, some candy over here. Auto one touch the way back down, not on the way back up. The lower tier of storage is massive. You'll stack up possibly 2 footlongs on top of each other. Pretty large Bose speaker, aluminum Avenir nameplate as we step inside. More of the diamond quilts for the center portion. No bolstering basically at all for the rear seats. They are adjustable though, you can recline and slide them. Pretty good leg room too. I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings. The first thing I noticed, these seats are soft. They actually might feel a little bit softer for the bottom portion than up front. Knee room, I have at least 4 or 5 inches of overall knee space. We can pull the seat back even further, and now I have like 7, 8 inches of knee space. Mat pockets behind both of the front seats. Full 3rd zone climate control with heated rear seats. We have an AC adapter and 2 USB-A ports. Headroom, I got at least 4 or 5 inches of it. I'm very comfortable back here. If you're under 6'5", 6'6", you should be able to sit behind your seat settings with no issues. And it's a 3-row SUV. We'll hop out in the 3rd row real quick and see how much space is offered back there. We get LED interior lights, vents that blow directly into your face, and pretty impressive amounts of light brought into the cabin thanks to this dual panel moonroof. I know it's not a sunny day, but if it was a sunny day, there would be quite a bit of light and also glare in the interior. But hopping out into the 3rd row, we'll see how much space is offered back there. I keep forgetting with these GM crossover 3-row SUVs that the control to get into the back seat is only on the passenger side. Very interesting design, but pretty easy to get into the 3rd row once you do exactly that. But putting the seat right back where it was, oops, just crushed my shoe. Boom. Okay, so knee room wise, I have a little bit of knee room. Headroom, I have about 1 inch, maybe 2. We have an additional air vent that blows directly into our face. Right there, that's appreciated LED interior lights. So it's impressive. You have 3 seat belts back here. I wouldn't expect you to fit 3 full-size adults, but you should be able to fit 1 adult and 2 kids, or 3 kids back here, but 2 adults is probably the limit for this 3rd row. That's about it though for this interior in general. It's impressive to hop out of here. We can pull this latch, push the seat forward. Again, we have some storage and a USB port back here too, but the materials, hard plastic. The mirror or window, I keep calling it a mirror, what's wrong with me today? But the window is pretty large to look out of. We can hop out of here. The process is pretty easy, not the easiest because there's only 1 seat that slides forward, which in my opinion, I'm not quite sure why they couldn't make both seats slide forward, but if that's my only complaint with this SUV, it's still a pretty impressive vehicle overall. But that's about it for the inside and outside for the all-new 2023 Buick Enclave Avenir. Let's take it out for a drive. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the 2023 Buick Enclave Avenir. Let's take it out for a drive. And the first thing I notice is all GM vehicles have had really good feeling steering the last couple of years. Like my Camaro, of course, has excellent feeling steering, but even this feels like so planted thanks to the wheel. And in this segment of vehicle, 3-row, mid-size crossover SUV, most vehicles have like laughably light steering, and that's just not the case here. Second thing I noticed, the heads-up display. Crystal clear display. You can clearly see the speed from any angle. You can move your head around. I'm sure the camera is at an angle a little bit too high to see it. I'll try to reposition the heads-up display a little bit. Maybe it will help. There you go. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera, but in my eyes, it looks crystal clear. I'll put it back up for me because you guys don't need to know the speed as much as I need to know the speed. But taking a step out into this road, we'll open her up and check out this 3.6 liter V6 and 9-speed. All right, guys, taking a step out here. We're in tour mode, about 3rd throttle. Woo! Yeah, it shifts a little bit before 4,000 RPM, and it feels very strong. That's not even close. That's about like the halfway point for this vehicle's rev range. And once we're moving around on this pretty rough road, quiet dual pane windows certainly help. And these Continental 45 or 55 series sidewall tires also help soak up these bumps very well. We'll slow down a little bit, try a little highway pull. And about half throttle. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, guys, this thing can move. 310 horsepower, of course, that's an impressive number. 266 pound-feet of torque. It's a little bit low for the segment. I know there's a lot of vehicles in the segment, even with turbocharged 4-cylinders, that make more torque. We'll turn around right here, throw this thing into sport mode. Apparently the manual shifts only control the low gear, similar to the trucks. Turning radius is sharp. On the gas. Woo! Nice. Yeah, we shift around 6,300 RPM. I know the red line is above 7,000, but we don't shift above 7,000. We shift
around 6,400. But as you saw, this thing can move. And at highway speeds, it's super quiet in here. Runs over the super rough pavement like it's just nothing. And once the pavement gets smooth, it's like you're driving on a cloud. I can speak to you with such a low tone of voice. We've reviewed vehicles in the segment with active noise cancellation, such as the Genesis cars, the new Palisade Calligraphy, and Limited. And those are super quiet cars, but this is right up there too. Fuel economy is also great. We're cruising at highway speeds, and we're averaging 38 miles per gallon instant fuel economy. We're still in sport mode too, and we're currently turning around 1100 RPM, going about 55 miles per hour. So we keep our overdrive gear in sport, and in sport the steering gets a little bit firmer, the throttle gets a little more sensitive, but not by much. I guess sport doesn't really change up things drastically, but it does make the car feel a little bit better. I'd recommend leaving it in sport for daily driving, especially since we keep our overdrive gear. So far my only complaint is that we got these two paddle shifters. You press them all day, they don't do nothing. I guess you have to put the car into low gear and then it's controlled through the paddles, just like the GM trucks. But I wish we had actual functioning paddles for this 2023 Enclave Avenir. Of course, I would probably say 99% of the customers that would buy a vehicle like this would never even touch the paddle shifters, and I would say 50% of the customers probably don't even know what they do. But me personally, I just wish they were a little bit functional. Alright guys, throwing it through some twisties, we can test out the handling in this 2023 Envision Avenir. The steering feels good. You get good feedback, good response through the wheel. Of course, that's not what this vehicle's about, but right here, throwing it through the twisty. Ooh, it stays pretty flat too. Sharp one. Ooh. Wow, yeah, they definitely do not have roads like this in Tampa, Florida. I might have to move up here into Homosassa. Look at these twisties. This guy's hitchhiking too. Okay, maybe never mind. But okay. That was cool. Wow, we just drove by that guy that was hitchhiking, and it actually gave us a little emblem on the heads-up display of a person. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, taking a step back out here. We're leaning into it about a third of the way. Ooh. It actually feels pretty torquey down low. For 266 pound-feet of torque, I feel like that number is probably underrated. Has a good response, it got a good punch to it. All right guys, on the brakes feel good too. Steering feels sharp, especially in sport mode. Throwing it in. Oh, there we go, a little bit body roll. Oh, but no understeer. Nice. Okay, we don't have to push it a whole lot farther than that, especially because this guy's going 15 miles an hour. All right guys, stepping out onto this highway on the gas. Yeah. Quick shifts, so we get to speed quick. I can see 0 to 60 happening in the higher 6-second range, which is a good time, but all in all, for a $60,000 SUV, I would expect a little bit more. I said the same thing about the Cadillac XT6 Sport. Once you're crossing $60,000, it would be nice to get an upgraded engine. All in all, guys, this is a nice luxury SUV. Would I recommend going with the Avenir trim? Not necessarily. I think the premium, with a base price around $51,000, offers literally everything that I would personally need. You still get the V6 9-speed transmission, heads-up display, Bose sound system, and a 360 camera. So is it worth the extra $6,000 to go with the Avenir? Some people may say yes, some people may say no. Personally, I would go with the premium, and I would go with the all-wheel drive, and it will still come out at the end of the day cheaper than an Avenir. But the Avenir is still a nice vehicle. It's the top of the line Buick Enclave. So if you're looking for a luxury 3-row SUV, you don't want to make any compromises, you want every bell and whistle imaginable, I would definitely recommend at least checking out the 2023 Buick Enclave Avenir. And a big thanks to Eagle Buick and GMC in Homosassa, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below. And if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Homosassa, Crystal River, Weeki Wachee area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for John. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channels are just not possible without you guys, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel. Let me know what the trim levels are, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.